Hello folks, the Fragrant Lawyer here. I'm a lawyer by profession, but by passion, I'm a fragrance aficionado. Today, we're gonna talk about the house of Boadicea the Victorious and one of their, I would say, most popular fragrances, that is Blue Sapphire. So something about the brand Boadicea the Victorious. So it's a British brand and it's kind of taken the fragrance world, I would say, by storm. They've released so many fragrances. I mean, are they getting close to 50 or 60 now, possibly? They have various different price ranges. Some, you know, in US dollars, you're getting over the 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, and others you can get for around the 250, 220. So one of the complaints that, you know, we do here, obviously, is that, look, you know, where is the quality when you're mass producing a fragrance? You know, you look at Roja Dove, you look at Creed, they, you know, produce a few, maybe one a year, and so on and so forth. And it may be just, we may be talking about ingredients, or also maybe a staffing issue. I don't know why they produce less, but I think they do source their ingredients you know, very carefully. I don't want to knock Boadicea the Victorious, but there is some, I think, concern that, look, there's so many fragrances coming out and they are very, very high priced. I've tried a lot of their fragrances. I own a number of them as well. You know, I'm careful when I buy from them. I don't blind buy. I've tested and then I have purchased fragrances from them because they're not cheap. They're very expensive, right? So that's just sort of a caveat I want to let you know about this house. But I want to say this, when we get into their higher end, they have actually some very, very good quality fragrances that are really well put together. Many would say some of their fragrances, as you get into the, you know, blue sapphire, green sapphire, carbon sapphire, you know, you've got others that are getting up there that could be, you know, almost masterpieces. Okay, again, I was, you know, I would have hoped that they wouldn't have produced that much because it does get confusing in terms of what you select. Let's get down to this fragrance here. This, you know, the presentation in the Boadicea the Victorious the bottles, their boxes is really, really nice, particularly when you get in some of the higher ends. You know, you've got that little sapphire in here in the bottle. I've got green sapphire too, and that is the same thing, but a green one. The color of the juice, just looking at it aesthetically on a shelf, is really, really nice. So their packaging, their, you know, the appearance of the fragrance and the box is really, really nice. Look at the, you know, look at the lid. It's really, really nice. In terms of this fragrance itself, you start off with, you know, kind of citrusy notes. You get some lemon, you get some, then you get into sage and some saffron. It's quite complex, actually. For the limited notes it has, I think it's a very complex and well put together fragrance. The mid notes, you have rose, you've got some jasmine, some cardamom with that as well, and magnolia. And the dry down, that's where you get it, the oud. It's really not as skanky, it's really a nice, pleasant oud with some patchouli and amber. I'm gonna spray this on a tester here, but you know, I've worn this on many occasions. I wanna get a reminder sort of how the opening is. It is just, you know, it's very fizzy. It's a very pleasant opening. I really, really like it. Something, you know, when I wear this, I've been told, men and women, that, you know, either it's, you know, hey, what are you wearing? It's very nice. Or, you know, I've not smelt anything like this. You know, we can talk about price and is something worth it, is something not. And that's a personal preference. It depends, you know, many people have different hobbies, right? But if your hobby is fragrance, it may be one, I think, that is worth the price here, right? You're probably, what, 700 US around there. But you can, you know, honestly, you can, there's discounters, right? If you can find, you might get a little bit off, right? I think this is worth the money. I think the smell on this, it's timeless. This is one of those fragrances. Look, this came out in 2013, but I don't look at it as, okay, yeah, no, it's a past fragrance. Absolutely not. This thing in 10, 15 years from now, in my opinion, is still going to be a classic. You know, I think it's one of those fragrances that would be universally liked. There's nothing about it that there is to dislike. Is it sharp at the beginning? Does it hit you with sort of that lemon and the sage right off the bat? But so what? You know, when the alcohol sort of evaporates, it just is such a beautiful, smooth, likable fragrance. You know, and I don't believe in hype. I don't hype up fragrances and things like that. And I'd be the first to critique something if I didn't like it. But I tend to buy what I like because, you know, there are blind buys that I do simply to test things and, you know, just see if I enjoy them. But I research the notes beforehand. I check reviews beforehand. But this is one that I did smell. I've smelled before. And I knew I was gonna like having a full bottle, and I really do. Now look, there is what I would say a cheaper version, okay? You know, there is Elictimus, I believe they're the same owners, I think, but I could be mistaken, as Boadicea the Victorious. And there's one called Austere, which I have. There are some differences that I can tell, okay? But I've got compliments on the Elictimus one as well. People love it on me, and it is probably more than half the price. So if you really like this fragrance and you want to get something that is very, very close, it's never going to be exactly the same, okay? But something that is very close, then look at Elictimus Austere, because honestly, it's really, really nice as well. A very similar vibe, a very unusual vibe. No one's gonna smell like you, you know. And look, let's get back to Blue Sapphire. And I think the same could be said about Austere. This is a year-round fragrance. You can wear this in the winter, the spring, fall, and summer. It is signature scent worthy as far as I'm concerned. I think you may have a tendency to overspray this because it smells so nice, but don't, because these notes do last. I sprayed it on a puff, like when you wear in a jacket, right? Like a week, two later, this thing is still there. You know, if I go in my puff drawer, open it up, and the pocket square, I should say, and it's there. The smell is there. So it is a powerful fragrance. The notes are good. I think it is worth the money, right? This fragrance, Blue Sapphire. I think there's one come out, Blue Sapphire, is it recharged? But I haven't tried that. If anybody has tried it, you want to let me know what you guys think. Is it the same? Is it different? Because I haven't tried it, so that's why I'm not gonna review it because I don't have it. Having said all this, I think this is a buy. If you can get even a decant of it, you're gonna smell different, you're gonna smell clean, you're gonna smell really alluring with Blue Sapphire. All right, folks, well, I hope you enjoyed this review of Blue Sapphire by Boadicea the Victorious. Again, if you like this video, please comment with any suggestions or fragrances you'd like me to review, or give me your thoughts on this fragrance as well. And please subscribe and follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well. Take care of yourself, folks. The Fragrant Lawyer, out.